So I'd like to thank all of you for being here. What we want to do today is to get them to share their experience so that you can consider how this can help either yourself, if you want to upgrade your own academic education plus career, or others who may be working with you, family, friends, who may not have had the chance to do this on their own. And often people think MBA is a very long and very expensive exercise. I will come to that at the end of the talk. But here, I want them to share. So I'm going to ask questions. And based on the questions, I will ask more questions if we can. And I invite all of you, please, feel free, ask the questions and see how it can benefit you. I will start with Johnny. I'll ask Johnny to explain a little bit about him and his business. Then I will ask him some questions. Johnny, please, can you tell us more about what you do?
Hi everyone, my name is Johnny. I'm actually wear multiple hats. I am running a family F&B business, and at the same time, I am also a content creator for my own YouTube channel, which is actually for my own passion.
How long have you been running your own enterprise business?
My family business has actually been around, let me see, 18, close to about 25 years. I've been, it's something that I think some of you here who came from a family business, you will know what I'm talking about. When I was young, I would run around the shop in and out, you know. And it was only after I completed NS. I think some of you here who are Singaporeans, you know what I'm talking about, guys, you know, NS. My parents actually wanted me to go out. Say, no, Johnny. Say, son, no, you're not going to step into the family business first. You go out. Expose yourself to the harshness, the cruelty, you know, how ruthless the outside world is. You know, go and gain some experience first before you come back. Yeah, and about 2 years ago, I think it's about at the start of COVID, then decided, yeah, maybe it's time for me to get back to my roots, and I decided to join back to my family F&B business.
Okay. Yeah. So how has your work life attitude to your family business changed since you did the PGDM, postgraduate course?
Since I changed, wow, I think...
you do anything differently, differently?
Yeah, I think one of the most is actually time, in terms of time management.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is because my family business, actually we are doing more of breakfast. So I wake up like about 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and I'll close my shop at about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Yeah, and by embarking on this Ascensus postgraduate diploma, it actually made me relook into actually how I manage my time. You know, now I have one additional thing on top of my own leisure, which is doing YouTube. You know, I have to fit in lesson time about 2 or 3 times, about 2 times a week on the evening, you know, and all this kind of stuff. I have to really take care of my own self as well. You know, I have to, my energy level, this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I think one of the most major change by embarking on this PGD program is actually my time management.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as your business is concerned, were you able to put anything into practice?
I think one of the biggest advantage for me, because I'm actually running my own family business, is that whatever I like, I think the biggest advantage is that, like, let's say the lesson is on Tuesday, immediately I can, the very next day, you know, subsequent days, I can actually apply what I learned in class and this kind of stuff immediately, you know, subsequently into my family business, and even relook at some of our strategic plans.
Okay.
Yeah, and how we relook it, you know, giving things a bit more structure, have a bit of SOPs here and there, yeah.
Okay, so of course, when you're running a food business, you experiment, you try things out.
Yeah.
Did you use any of the survey or research techniques that were taught?
I think it's actually on the marketing module. We came across this thing whereby it's more of a data-driven. So, in fact, before I actually embarked on this PGD program, I actually engaged a local company to help us to gather the data. But back then, about a year ago, it's due to inexperience. We didn't really know what to do with all this kind of data. But it was through the PGD that I was like, okay, so that's how I can actually, organize everything, sift things out, and have like data-driven campaigns.
Okay.
And one of them was actually about 3 months ago. We actually started this loyalty program for our customers. It actually, I think a month ago, we saw like an increase in about 20 to 30% in repeat customers.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of them. I mean, nothing, but it's one of the things which I actually applied, and it actually reaped rewards, which my parents were very happy to say, okay, make money, okay, good, yeah, go, yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I may come back to you later, Johnny.
Okay,
Thank
sure.
you for sharing. Thank you. Now, I want to go to Arthur, but before that, I want to say something. In all of the 6 modules, they had to do assignments, okay? And projects related to the topic, so it could be marketing, could be finance, could be HR. And they were asked to try and use whatever was meaningful for them. So in your case, Johnny, I'm sure you use your business for almost all the projects. So actually he's using what he has learned for his own business, not doing something to get marks from the teacher. So that's the practical aspect of this. So now I'm going to ask Arthur. Arthur is the other end of the panelists. Own business, family business. Now this is COO, decent size environmental service company, and then I see our colleagues from all the environmental services here. You understand the challenges of the industry. Tell me how less painful your life has become with the things you have learned.
How painful? It's very painful. Hello, everybody. My name is Arthur. Okay, currently I'm joining as a COO of a cleaning company. We are current workforce about 600 workers. Okay, I'm 30 over years in this industry, never jump ship. Okay, all the while. 15 years I was on my own. Okay, eventually I did diversify my business from cleaning into beauty. But eventually, I failed. I was being diagnosed in 3rd stage colon cancer. At that point of time, I'm totally lost. My kid is still young. I don't know where shall I go. So a lot of noise at that point of time. Hey, don't go for chemo lah, don't go for this lah. Hey, go and pray what God lah, go and eat what remedy lah. At the end, I listen to the doctor and go for the chemo. Okay, eventually I fight through. Thank you. Why I want to share this thing is that after I recover from my cancer, eventually my business cannot make it. I start to let go my business or bring my experience to join others company. Yes, I still having a high post, high pay. But I'm asking myself all the while why I fail. And I can't find an answer. Okay? Honestly, Census is my 3rd enrollment. 3rd enrollment on the MBA program. I tried the first 2. Why I jump over to Census? Honest speaking, the 2 I joined earlier, okay, it's also quite an established local agency, local institute to organize MBA program. But I found that they are very commercialized. Okay, I will use the Chinese song, to sing one word is that they always wah, wah, wah. They find way out to take your money. Okay? So, when our good friend Eric approached me that he's running the MBA program, so Dr. Fred, and I think the first one who I met, look at my credit and brought me in. Thank you, Dr. Fred. What this program really bring me, benefit me. Honestly, I found out a lot of things that are very interesting. First, I thought about my family. My kids are growing kids, okay? I got a daughter of 24 years, and my son is 17. As they grow up, you know the gap is getting more and more. So with my MBA program, when I enroll, I try to influence my daughter, which she stopped at her diploma level after her polytechnic. Okay, she don't want to pursue further. So I use this to call you out to encourage her. And now she's also in university.
Oh, role model for your child. Yeah, well done.
And my son, as his N level was not doing well, I approached Ascensus. Okay, Ascensus really put up a very good path for my son. Although his N level is not doing well, Ascensus helped me to do one-to-one lesson for my son, or to bring him to the next stage. And he's already on board for a month already. And because of all this, okay, my son and my daughter, we got a common communication at home.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, we will talk about all the schoolwork. My daughter is more on the marketing, digital marketing side. She also know that I'm studying marketing in MBA program. So we will do some exchange. My son right now in hospitality course, which he know that I was in the service line. We got a lot of exchange. This is the very big benefit to bring my family bonding back. Yeah, after so long time that I never bond with my family.
Well done. Wow.
Sorry if I take too long.
No. This is the intent of this panel. We are not selling the product to you. We hope that you will subscribe and buy and join the service, join the course. The point is we want you to know that our students all have a particular life story, a meaning, a motivation to do this. And as a group, we try to help them, the faculties, the design of the program. So that's why we are sharing what our first batch of students have done. Please, Arthur.
Okay, to continue right now, I'll talk about my words. As you know, as a businessman on my own. At that point of time, I'm always telling myself I'm lucky. So I don't need to learn anything. After the business failure, I realized I missed something. I missed something. Okay, even though I got being offered a high post when I ceased up my business, I still wondering what I have missed. Okay, so I start to join the MBA program. On this postgraduate diploma, with the coaches of all the lecturers on different modules. Yeah, every module really especially give me a lot of helps in my work. I just quote a few examples on my presentation slide doing business proposal. We are more on project basis. We tender projects, even though to the government sector. During the tender stage, when you submit everything, first thing, the figure, the service buyer will look at it. Okay? The second, they will look at your proposal, your writing, all these things. Okay? In the past, before joining, I don't really can write much. Okay? We only can write what we know, but we don't know how to write what is the objective. Okay? After studying the course, okay, there is one part on the marketing side, consumer behavior. That really give me a bit touch. We study on what the consumer want. It's not what you can sell. It's how good you are. If the consumer don't take it, don't buy in, you are nothing at all. So you must know what the customer want before you can sell. So when I do all my presentation, okay, now I know what the customer want to see. So sell what the customer want. Don't sell what you can. This is my way of approaching on my business. Okay? As our IMAS director here know, now in our market we are talking about robotic technology. Yeah. So since the customer, there's no way you can convince them, hey, don't put robotic. They want robotic, you put robotic.
So you use this in your project tendering?
Yeah. Okay. There is some debate, especially on the government projects. Because I do feel that that certain technology thing or robotic thing doesn't applicable for the project. When the service buyer asks for it, I will debate with them. Or I will use my ground of study, the research, okay? Although we got no too much data for our cleaning industry that we can search off, so I have to come out on my own data. And eventually, because of going to build data, now after my PDGM, I go and study data science.
Okay. So though from this program you realize you need to know more about data science.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is how I embark into my academic level to upgrade myself, to learn more. Learning there's no ending at all.
And it's beneficial because you can use it in your work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, on another one part, from the program of ILM that conducted by Essences
Yeah,
previously,
the earlier diploma that we did together. Yeah.
That is the first diploma I taken from the school. I quit at secondary 2. So in my past success, this is why I say I'm lucky. Yeah, I always think it's a lucky star. Okay, but the lucky star don't help forever at your side.
Better be until you finish your MBA.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a very good perspective of how you manage to use. Then you realize now you need to go further with data science. That's really interesting. Thank you very much, Arthur.
Thanks.
Thank you. So I started with entrepreneur family business. We went next to 600 manpower operations. Now I want to go to a bit more personal side. Mother of 3, teenage children, primary school going children with a heavy workload of the office operations, and then her whole backlog of K-drama, Netflix, movie, all this, and yet taking the postgraduate diploma. So I want to ask Freda, first say a little bit about what you do in the work group so that they know your background.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Freda. I have been working here with the Census for the past 9 years. I work in a digital campus. I run virtual classes when there is a need for it. It was crazy during COVID, but we managed well.
So her work is digital online classes, okay? So later she will tell you all 6 module projects, she only do digital online, how to do better so that when she go back to work, she can apply. So I know the project she worked on. So my question to you is, what did you find challenging going through this program?
It is definitely challenging to firstly adapt to adapt my mentality to switch from watching Netflix every night after work to actually making and taking that time to study instead. So that was my first challenge that I have to face myself.
So after the program, you catch up or not? All the programs, or have you seen all the Netflix?
No.
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet. Because
okay.
right now we are preparing for the MBA.
MBA,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's my challenge personally. Secondly, also will be with my kids. I have 3 kids, and each of them requires my time, like to sign this, to look at that, and all that. So at home, I am the calendar master for everyone's things, everyone's activities in school. So I have to manage that, and at the same time, I have to also look at the coursework of PGDM that requires time and attention as well. So yes, it was challenging.
Challenging. Okay.
Yes, it was.
But since you completed it successfully, by the way, she got the best academic award for the postgraduate class yesterday. Right?
Thank you.
She gave a great speech about all this, and this one is only one portion of her speech. So that you had challenges. Now tell me, what was the most exciting thing?
Okay, the PGDM program is, we didn't know what to expect when we enrolled. We thought it was going to be, okay, no. I shall regress. We know it's going to be difficult, and then it was rigorous at the start. But because we have conversations with our lecturers, and we have constant debates on a lot of things, so it makes it exciting to be in the class, to
Learn something new?
Yes.
Tell me how differently you look at your technical work now versus before. Do you do now market research before you make a decision?
Yeah, I'm lesser kanchiong.
Yeah.
I'm lesser kanchiong and kalang kabut now at work, because with what I've learned, and when I apply it to my work, it is more structured, and it makes more sense at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of background. She is a very structured A, B, C, D person. If C is missing, her life will come to a stop.
Yes,
she
yes,
cannot move on until C is there.
Yes.
Right?
That's
So
right.
then she attended the program, taught by you for project management.
Yes, Mohan.
Right? Amit and all that. So what did you learn from that, and how is it now back in the office?
It doesn't give me heart palpitations anymore. So I guess it gives me more. It settles down my the way I work, and it's
Not
better
so much
now.
of anxiety.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Okay. What is the most satisfying thing
Of
after
course-
9 months of?
Yes, of course. After 9 months of grueling work done, we all passed. That's number one satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
Yes, and being selected as the valedictorian, that I did not expect to get.
Yeah.
I did not expect to get it, because at the start I was really panicky, and like every module, before the start of every module, I will panic and start to like, oh no, I don't know how to do this. I don't know this topic. So my husband would tell me that everything that has a start will end. You will go to the end. So you just have to try and enjoy the process. So that's what I did, and we completed it. That was the satisfying, most satisfying.
Okay, good. So that's how you had satisfaction out of managing the whole 9 months.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Freda.
Thank you.
So again, there's a sequence: entrepreneur, business operator, family management. Now, Vicky originally joined us in the first cohort, but she's based in Vietnam. She's our country director in Vietnam. Because she was based in Vietnam, she couldn't continue with the program because our program is a physical class program. So she deferred. Now she's going to join the program because we have gotten the approval for virtual conduct of this program. That means we can have students from anywhere in the world join our classes. So I'm going to ask her, why would you want to take this course after you heard all their grumble and misery and difficulty? Tell me, Vicky.
Hi everyone, my name is Vicky Vu and I'm the country director in Vietnam. And today after Johnny, Freda share about their experience for this course, I understand that this is not really easy for us to take because we have to manage a lot of things like manage time, like I have arranged my time and take care of my children, also balance my work. A lot of things I have to prepare for this course. But in Vietnam in particular, the current trend is for people to pursue the master degree instead of just the bachelor's degree. That's why this is really what customer need in Vietnam now. So even we not really public the e-learning courses. I just talked to my partner in Vietnam, but I already get around 10 people apply for this course. Yeah, so now we are waiting for the official letter from other university for this. So I can public and hopefully I can get a lot of e-learning students from Vietnam. Because for full-time courses, I already get around 100 students for Ascensus Institute for this year only. Yeah. So.
Well done.
Yeah.
And there are two students there from the postgraduate. They're sitting down there.
Yeah, this is my Vietnamese
They
student
are
from PGDM course.
they're the full-time postgraduate students. They do the daytime class. These people do the evening class. Right? They're here from Vietnam.
Yeah.
So it helps your career in the Vietnamese market. It also helps the career in the Singapore market.
Yeah.
Right? And in addition to the career, I mean, you have spoken to their friends, and I invite the rest of you to chip in if you want to. Having the MBA is just one thing. Can you all tell me more about the learning in the class from each other's experience? Maybe I pass the mic to Johnny. The sharing, because you all come from different backgrounds. You are in food, she's in tech, he's in cleaning, she's in sales, and where's Christina? She's in marketing. So they're all doing different things. So how?
I think it adds a lot of flavor.
Okay.
And it's actually very different from my previous study experience, which is some like 16, 18 years ago, whereby all of us are the same age. We're like 18-year-old, 19-year-old, we have zero experiences, we all come from the same background. We are like from junior colleges and secondary schools and go up. We have zero work experiences. But this postgraduate diploma is very diverse. For me, particularly, I get to hear a lot of sharing from Arthur, sharing from...
He's got a lot of experience.
A lot.
Yeah.
Especially regarding like how to deal with like government. When you're doing all those government projects, you need to bid for it.
Yeah.
No. Off record. This one closed door. This one closed door one. Then one door open. Yeah, but it's really about how to deal with government, in terms of the way you put in your bid, the way you work with government-related projects. Very interesting to hear from Arthur, because I also intend to expand my business abroad, and a big part of it when I venture abroad has got to involve governments. Yeah, because it's going to be partially because I'm going to be using the government funds here from the Singapore government to expand abroad. So yeah, so the part on Arthur is very interesting. And the second part is, I think we have one classmate not here, Alan. He actually shared a lot regarding his experience with McDonald's. So he actually shared that there's a lot of SOPs. It's a very structured organization, which is why it can be the largest, F&B company. So all this actually adds a lot of flavor, a lot of for me to look forward to.
Okay.
Whenever I come to class, there's always a lot of discussion and sharing, this kind of stuff. And when we are doing a project, we can share a lot, all this kind of stuff. We get to hear each other. When you're doing a presentation, okay, so for this industry, you can have this kind of planning. For this industry, you can have that kind of, management. Correct.
Okay, so you mentioned projects. So I want to ask Fred, please, when you designed this program, what was your thinking behind making them do projects related to their areas of work?
I can give a lecture on the...
No lecture. I told you, this teacher allows you give the mic, become lecture.
And actually, lecture on the 5 hours of curriculum development. But when I was pondering on, I'm very happy that it turned out to be like this, that, I'm now it's because of them. We just gave them the opportunity and the platform, to exchange ideas, to trigger, to give the stimulus, to do all these discussions to the projects. And I can tell you, I'm very, very fortunate to have an engineer background. He's a very technical person. And with my experience in this industry since the 1990s, I keep on telling my students, I've been working professional for 40 years. Okay? I cannot help but just bring in my experiences and my academic interest over here, which actually also, together with Palani's very, very structured systems, So we put these things together. And I've never experienced a structure like this before, I can tell you, even with my long years in informatics, no longer here, okay? We have a very, very, systematic way of doing things, including our course materials. It's really very, very competitive, I can tell you. And I can bring in also, I'm so blessed to have this experience, to start it off to be trained in the Army. I was trained in the West Point of the Philippines. Okay, I became a lieutenant. I learned all the 10 principles of leadership from the Army. And then it's like connecting the dots for me. And I could bring in all these so-called projects and then curriculum because of the experiences that we have. And it was only in 15 years ago that I have, embarked on teaching, and I never looked back when it was offered to me. And then, became head of the academics, started studying, stealthily took my doctorate degree without my former boss knowing about it.
And by the way, he's taking his second PhD.
Together with
One
Mr. Palani.
PhD, one PhD not enough. He's taking his second PhD. For those who don't know what PhD is, it's called permanent head damage.
So I also had a very good experience being in a Harvard system, because I took my second MBA in Asian Institute of Management. 800 to 1,000 cases, no theories at all. So because of this background, right, so I realized that if we're going to offer any program for that matter, from certificate, diploma, we always look at first the end in mind. Our graduates, what do we want them to be in the future? We don't want them to be too theoretical. This is what I learned from AIM and while working as a professional. So we make sure that our program will be really relevant. And one of the ways to do this is to really bring in practitioners in our program. We could have a choice to bring in like degree holders in our postgraduate, but I told Talani here, we should have at least an MBA in the credentials of our lecturers. And they're all MBAs. Most of them are entrepreneurs. Mohan is a president of so many organizations.
They have their own stories. So the lecturers are able to add to the stories, and that was the main focus of our program design. Right.
So the projects are, you know, like for instance, I think one of the learnings I had during this academic journey is that what are the key things that we should make sure that we offer in every module, for example. When you talk about finance and managerial accounting, are we going to teach them like very, very theoretical one? What I experienced all throughout my professional life is I kind of like use Excel, and I'm able to interpret financial statements. That has to be in the program. Budgeting, you know, these are, you know, because the module is too short to learn many things, you know, but we make sure that the important things should be in there. Okay, strategic management. Okay, I'm now lecturing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so many would know how to do environmental scans, SWOT analysis, you know, but very few people would connect the SWOT to the strategic plan. There's always this no connection, just say strength, weaknesses, you know. So we make sure that they would make use of the strength to point to the other three aspects. Yeah. That is very, very important. So I think because of Palani's technical background also, we always quarrel, fight, debate whenever we do all these projects, and it's a very healthy combination. Yeah. So I think, ask me how I was able to help in designing curriculum. It's all this background, and there's one more thing. I also kind of like have this kind of gift of foresight. So I was thinking that our postgraduate should lead to higher ed. So what I did, to be honest, I searched the potential partners. I patterned the postgraduate to Arden University. And true enough, Arden University took our 6 modules, lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay.
They're 2 years MBA.
So yeah. The advantage of this program is the next 6 months MBA module is virtual. Means you don't have to go to UK, or you don't have to come to classes. Next, because like what Fred said, they already accepted the first 6 modules. So the only thing these people now have to do to get their MBA is write a 15,000 word project paper. Now, 15,000 words may seem a lot, but let me tell you, in each module, we already make them write 6,000. So they have already written 36,000 words. So 15,000 is not going to be a problem. And the way he has structured it is the format of our modules is exactly the format of what the university is looking for. So they don't have to learn new things. But that is not what I think is his best job. Let me tell you what is his best job. Usually people like me have a problem with academics. He's academic. I thought I will have a problem convincing him to use AI, artificial intelligence, in our postgraduate program. And you know what? He's the one who came and tell me, I think we should use. I was so happy. Oh, good. No need to argue, no need to fight. So our program, we teach them to use AI ethically to do academic assessments. We tell them how you can use AI. We also show them how we check and reject them if they have too much of AI. So their target is to reduce the AI to less than 10%. Our system is very simple. If your AI is so much, you get 100 marks for human labor. If your AI is 20, the 100 mark we minus 20. The more AI, the more marks we minus. So you use 100% AI, you get 0 for the assignment. You get 50% AI, of course we reject. We don't tell you 50 marks. We don't let you pass at 50% AI, right? So most universities were grappling with it. They don't accept AI, which is quite ridiculous. How many of you have youngsters that you deal with? You think they don't know how to use AI? Primary school kids know how to use AI, right? So we didn't, and thankfully my academic head.
So, if I may continue, how right? There's what we call relevance. No, you haven't mentioned about relationships and all the things. So when we thought of the curriculum, relevance is very important. I told you, put first the end in mind. We were looking at our students. This is how I was able to convince Palani and the group, the board, to use AI. When ChatGPT came out in November 2022, 40 universities in the US, Australia, Europe banned AI. I was thinking, what would our students be if, how would it be? We will be like running after them all the time, oh, you're using AI, and we downgrade you. But I was thinking of their disadvantage if they're not going to know AI when they graduate. So all these years, I was always looking at our graduates in the future, even when we were teaching diploma, advanced diploma. So that's why it's good that the board accepted the recommendations. And the problem of determining whether their students use AI or not is our problem. So we continue to research on this. In fact,
we keep buying subscription to AI software.
How to address the issue of assessments. This is still an issue in many universities. Okay, so that brings me to the element which is called rigor. Our program should not be too difficult also, okay? Because we know that MBA could be too boring if it's always lecture and all those. So, but at the same time, it should be challenging. Yeah. So we put in all these assessments, projects, class participation should be there because managers need to articulate their ideas when they join the workforce. So we start off this system from the diploma level. Rigor, then responsiveness. Okay? They should be able to respond to changes in the industry. And that's what we're doing also in our academic board. How is AI evolving? And it really just, overwhelmingly, rapidly evolving these days. What's the next one? So we continue to, and we teach our students to be able to adapt. So agile in project management and all those. Another one is relationship. Our program should make sure that our students would be able to network. Of course, this kind of like common for many different programs, but we have to do this. So we're always here to do the networking. Yeah, our experience before was in my previous schools, some of our students were able to get their jobs through networking events also. So we would like to continue this one. Yeah, okay. And last one is reflection. So the problem with AI is students tend to rely on it so much that they miss on the development of critical thinking. That's a problem, and many universities are struggling. Okay, I can tell you this because we are in the community, and I teach also in UK universities, so I know that even UK universities are still amiss with what to do with this. So, but we are trying to, in our own way here, to be able to develop critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making, right? By changing, adapting, where AI is also, giving us a lot of headache. Okay, so those are the elements or the components that we use to continually develop our curriculum. And last of all, we empathize with students. Personally, I believe, and many heads of schools always faulted me with this. You're too kind. So I told them, my principle is, we need to inspire our students to facilitate the learning process. And through the years, I can tell you, since the 1990s, this has always worked in many schools that I was able to manage and to help students. Because when you discourage them, right, well, learning stops.
Yeah, so we have our first batch because of all these design philosophies behind it, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
okay,
start.
thanks. All right. And the first module we did with them was how to use AI. Right? So right up front we dealt with that. So enough about AI. Now I would like to highlight one other point. There are no exams in this course, except for one module, project management. We cannot ask you to do a project for project management. It doesn't work. So project management is the only examined module. That means you come in and you answer questions without looking at your books. The rest of the 5 modules is based on project. And the project is related to your work. We don't dictate what you choose. Cleaning industry, food, digital, virtual delivery, marketing. Alan was trainer capabilities. The other student that we had, Cynthia, was project management office. So it's really up to your work. And that's what we mean by making it practical.